Boom, and we're live. Welcome to paraglidingtalk.com. I'm your host, Robert Michaels. Let's get this show started. Tonight, we have some special people already on the show. You're joined tonight, Stephen Nowak, and also Tony Boyer. The special guest is going to be Max Marien. He is right now eating a chicken burrito. And he got off work early so he could come join us and talk about paragliding. So paraglidingtalk.com if you want to find out about the future shows and what's happening, what's coming shortly. We've got some cool shows lined up. I think I told you guys last week that we got Kelly Farina is going to come on in a few months. That's going to be a big show. We've also got next week, we got a young lady who is an instructor at Saboba. Her name is Jessica, and she is a skydiver pilot. She also does some speed flying. I think she has a regular paraglider too. That's going to be a fun show. She recently put the axe to her job so she can go full-time flying, and we met her last week. She got to actually do the infinite tumble on a tandem last week as well, and we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. Most of you guys probably already seen the video. I got to do some tandem stuff with Max, and so we'll talk a little bit about that tonight. And I'm pretty fired up, man. This week was a cool week for flying for me, and so welcome everybody. Chat's already going off the chain. Glad that you're here. I'm not sure what Max is doing. I'll shoot him a text. I'm sure he's trying to log in. But how's everybody doing?
Outbody standing.
So what's been up with the Neverland flying over there, Stephen Nowak? One of my favorite guys.
Season's turning on, man. It's getting good. You guys got some of that over at Saboba. Every day is a good day.
Just a little bit. Yeah. Did you guys see the video recently that Stephen Nowak put out? That he did a cutaway. Maybe take us through that. What was going on with that? I couldn't piece it all together. My finite resources couldn't help.
It goes fast for sure.
Yeah.
Can we show it?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up right now.
I did a D-bag from my own solo paraglider to my Acro glider, and then cut that away to my base canopy, and then came and landed that one. So I departed the ground with 5 canopies, and I used 3 of them in the one flight.
Nice.
Oh, you got to see this. I'm going to pull this up right now because it's the most insane thing you'll ever see concerning.
Not really, but it's super fun. Super fun.
It is crazy. At one point, he loses the right toggle, and you got to see this because it's tied in a couple different ways.
It was all very last minute. I thought I was gonna depart from a tandem, but then I was like, well, it's a little iffy with the technicalities and the politics. So I said, it's okay, I can just do it myself. So I had an extra pair of toggles, and I tied them with some extra line that I had and made some extensions. But then I wasn't really sure how long they were, and when I first tried pulling it up, it seemed like they were too long, so I shortened them, and by the time I launched and I got settled into my harness, it was apparent that they were really quite too short. And yeah, I lost it a few times. It was a little hairy.
Here we go. I'm going to pull it up right now. It's a shorter video, so that's good.
Yeah.
I keep my videos shorter and shorter now. My first videos were like 40 minutes long.
It's tough in the beginning, yeah. You want to show everything about it.
Yeah.
A beginning, middle, and end. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah. Here we go.
Hey, did you see Max is on Max in the chat? He said he was here.
Oh?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it says Max Marien. I'm here.
Oh, no.
Like 2 minutes ago.
Tell him check his email real quick. Let me see your desktop 1. We want desktop 2. Let's screen share that. Oh, no, that's not that one. Stop that. Let's see here. That didn't work. Let me try to send Max an invite one more time. Yeah, boom. Fresh invite. There we go. Okay. I got the video up. I just got to remember how to screen share.
No idea. Technically challenged.
This is weird. I don't know what I just did. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's that
Oh.
green box with the arrow in it, or that little monitor.
Yeah, I shrank it by accident.
Hmm.
There we go. Start screen share. Present to everyone. Okay, here we go.
Aha!
Boom. Okay, so this is a little kiting. Okay, so the D bag is obviously this orange bag right in front of you, right?
Yeah. I launched it all by myself. I was super happy.
Are you guys able to see this? Are you seeing motion or?
No, I see a frozen screen.
Yeah,
Weird.
same.
Bummer. Okay, let me hit stop here because I'm watching it on my other screen. We're still figuring this stuff out, folks. You just have to be patient. This is cutting edge technology. Here we go. Let me try this one more time. Screen share. Boom. Start screen share. Okay. You should be able to see what I'm doing here.
There's a toggle.
Let's try this. There we go. Now we're cooking with Crisco. We'll just leave it like that because when I went full screen, it didn't like it.
There goes the toggle. Yeah.
So full on panic right there, right?
Well, it's a Mojo. It's okay.
It's a Mojo 5, yeah. Whose Mojo 5 is that? Is that yours?
It's mine. It's one of my school gliders.
Okay.
And I keep reaching and reaching. I barely catch the tail. And yeah, I start grunting, man. It was tiring. I pulled myself up onto the bag itself. Just doing everything I can. Check for altitude every once in a while. Situational awareness.
Oh gosh. Now, if it were to get a little scattywampus, or if maybe you just get hit with a rogue thermal, that would have been interesting right about now.
Yeah, it was pretty late in the day. You know, you try to pick your spots. I wouldn't do that in the middle of the day without so much testing.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I really could have tried this. This was really last second. Don't try this at home.
Sounds like the
I put
perfect
it
place
in there.
to try it, though.
What's that?
Sounds like the perfect place to try it.
Yeah, try it at home.
Right over the crib, land in your
Here we
front
go.
yard.
We're going now. We're going D bag, and you have your Acro wing inside the D bag, right? Boom, there it is.
There it goes, and boom, canopy transfer.
He's free right now. Here he goes.
I whip a left turn, and I think, yeah, that's high enough. Here we go.
Oh my gosh, that is low.
Boom, there's another one.
Yeah.
And now keep in mind, he's in sandals. Watch this. Watch this landing right here.
A lot of people like that. It's funny.
I like that. I like that a lot.
So Tony also is a fan of flying in sandals. Look at his yard sale that he's putting out.
Raining canopies.
Now, if I was out there, that'd be super fun because I'd be running out there to catch that stuff.
The one landed on the grass, and the other one was just outside of the grass. They were both really on the LZ.
I'm so glad that you're here because I wanted to ask you about that and how that went down.
Yeah, it was just last minute improvising. Just, hey, I got toggles, I got line, I got a D bag. What am I doing? Well, let's do it. And it all came together.
Whose idea was this?
Oh, I've been wanting to do for a while. I had Mitch make me the bag. Kind of helped him. We kind of reverse engineered it, watching a video and tiles on the floor for size and everything. And I had made the bag, and I had dropped a friend before, but I never got to be the debagger, the debaggy. So, and if I can't find a tandem passenger, pilot, then I can be my own pilot. And then it's not, a tandem that's not for lessons or instructional purposes or any of that stuff. I mean, there's people that are cool with it, and there's people that are not so cool with it. So you got to kind of tread lightly.
Yeah. And so you found somebody to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you said
it's all good, technically. and
Yeah.
nobody was there. Super controlled environment. Like there wasn't a bunch of traffic or a bunch of noobs coming down at the end of the day, which is the typical time of day for a bunch of noobs to be coming down. So, gotta pick your spots, man. Pick your spots and have your fun.
That's right. Let's call Max, shall we?
Yeah, what's going on there?
I'll put him on speakerphone and we'll see how this goes. See if you can hear this.
Yo, what's happening, guys?
You're on the air, brother.
I gotcha. I'm figuring this out, you know.
Oh, okay.
I'm working on it. I've been working on it for like 15 minutes.
I'll give you the secret. I had the problem, same thing, like the first 3 or 4 shows, and I would just have to reset my computer, one hard reset. I think Steven Nowak had to do it too.
I did.
Joke, huh?
Yeah.
Jesus. You sent me the. You know, I could do it on my phone.
Yeah.
Just go around the backyard. That would be like my easiest thing to do. I figured that out. I could totally do it.
Yeah, do it.
Hold on. I think I got this.
All right. We're just chilling here, so no pressure.
I've been watching the show for like about 10 minutes now.
Tony told me you're in the chat. I'm like, uh-oh. All right. I've got another video I want to share. Max ended up under his reserve over at Saboba. And
Wait, when was this?
I'll share the video. What was it? A couple years back? Maybe a year ago?
2014.
Okay. So you know the trailer park across the road there? When you're flying at Saboba? He landed like right in the middle of that. Pretty close to that lake. It's pretty funny.
Outstanding.
Yeah. I'm going to pull that up. Max, I'll let you go. And, oh, there you go. You're on.
Hey, I figured it out.
Hey.
You guys hear me on the mic?
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
Sounds good too.
Thank you. All right, let's get ready to hang out here.
Tony Boyer's mic just went off, I think. We're gonna take
cheers.
a pledge for you to.
Here we go, everybody. Cheers.
Hey.
Everybody that's got one.
Yeah.
Cheers. Cheers. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, buddy. My mic back on, Roberto?
Yep, you're good.
So how's the flying forecast looking for Marshall on Friday? Because I'm going to be at the bike park up at Summit on Sunday.
Ooh,
Monday.
Oh, every day is good.
All right, well, there we have it.
we should take a look at it, huh?
Yeah. I might have to
Yeah,
get
take a look
involved on Friday.
Yeah. Dude, Saboba was amazing, by the way. Even after the Acro shenanigans, I got a good little glass off ride. It was really nice.
That video provided much comedy, and for that I thank the both of you.
That sucker went viral already, man.
I know.
How
I
many
laughed
views do
so
we
hard.
have?
It's got I think it's got like 1,100 right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. So by the way, Max Marien, he was the guy that was piloting the tandem Acro wing that we did the infinite tumble on on Monday. And if you haven't seen the video, go check that out. But I want it in the link to this video. I put a link to Max's channel. So make sure you go and subscribe to his channel, because he's starting to put out videos again. And he's got some incredible footage on another channel that's called gosh darn it, slipped my mind right now. What is it? Happy Acro.
Happy Acro.
HAPI. Happy Acro.
And I put a link to some of the videos that I made with Happy Acro.
Perfect. So yeah, there's some great videos on it. Let's see if I can find that video where you come under reserve. I wanted to talk about that, and then we'll talk about our the tandem shenanigans.
Yeah.
By the way, that was so fun. And sorry again for puking.
No, it's cool. You didn't get any on me, bro.
Yeah.
My favorite part was when Max was pushing your head over.
Yeah.
I was trying to get his head through the spreader bars, but it didn't fit.
I got a big head.
A big old thing wouldn't fit through there, would it?
Using the soft spreaders too. So yeah.
Even the soft spreaders. Oh, dang it. Okay, here we go. Let's pull this bad boy up here.
Oh, just so you guys know, while you're pulling this up, this is the scariest thing that ever happened to me paragliding. Wait, the video you're about to show. So
Is it really?
This is like, yeah, the worst thing I ever had happen.
You've been around the world paragliding, and this is the worst ever?
This is the worst one ever.
Wow, okay. That makes it even more interesting. Okay, here we go. Let me see if I can make this work again.
Yeah, the worse.
Pull this up. The worse, the better.
Right.
Horrible.
Yeah, this is one of those experiences that I'll remember for a very long time.
Yeah. Here we
in
go.
some ways, it almost made it more fun. You know, it's like one of my fonder memories. So you can look down in the start of the video, and you can see the trailer park that's directly across the street from Sabova.
Okay.
So we're a little off target there.
So here, right where my arrow is pointing, right about here is where he ends up landing, which is not the most optimum place to land. But look see this yellow thing here? This is the leg to a powered hang glider. Am I right on that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he's gonna try it's a D-bag jump out of a powered hang glider.
This is experimenting with deployment speed.
Okay, deployment speed.
Right.
Got it.
I don't want the glider to open quickly. I want it to open slowly so it doesn't hurt it. And by the way, this is my second flight ever on this wing. It's brand new. I flew it once the day before.
Oh gosh. Okay, so this is in slow motion in the video. When you watch it on your own time, you'll see that it seems like it takes eternity, and it does take a while. It doesn't open up. So he ends up throwing the reserve. And I'm not sure what happens with the reserve right here. You want to explain what's going on?
Yeah, so the way that reserve happened, you saw the reserve and now it's gone. Basically, it opened right in front of me, started getting wrapped around stuff. So I just kind of grabbed it and shoved it in my lap. And, right as I pulled the parachute out, the glider somewhat opened up, right? It was going like full terminal for a moment. And then it started to open a little bit, and you can see that's kind of how it stayed. So I just held it in my lap for a while. And then eventually when I got down to about, 1,500 feet, somewhere in there, then I actually tossed it out. And then there's the reserve opening.
Okay, by the way, it seemed like the reserve took a long time, and you shared with me that reserve was your only reserve.
Yes. After this, I carry 2 now.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was not a good time. So yeah,
Okay.
Here I was thinking I'm going to hit a building, and then it was like, oh no, look, I'm going to land right in the middle of the street, right in this empty lot. Perfect.
Boom. And parachute landfall on the kind of concrete and dirt there. How did
I
that
got
feel?
a raspberry on my shoulder on that one, but that was it. It could have been so much worse.
That was
yeah.
really, really lucky.
It was just purely, pure luck on that one, guys.
Check these guys out. Look at these guys.
Yes. I like the name of the video. That's my favorite. The name of the video. That's outstanding.
These guys are so excited to have some action.
Just so you guys know, I only published that video about 3 weeks ago, somewhere in there. And that happened in 2014. So I'd been holding on to that one for a while. I finally decided, well, I'd be good for people to see it, I guess. Why not? I just mess with the time, sped it up, slowed it down, did a couple things. And anyways, I have actually a full compilation that I haven't released yet.
Nice.
It's all the kind of mishaps that have happened to me over the last 6 or 7 years, somewhere in there. And yeah, it's fully ready to be released. I have one more video that needed to be added to it. And then, how a compilation video goes. I could keep collecting little, sketchy moments for a while, but I think after we put in one more video, it'll be good to go. If you want, we could watch that video too. It's on my YouTube channel. It's the other D-Bag Gone Wrong video.
Is there another one?
There's another one.
Oh, interesting.
I could watch these all evening.
And we're going to. We're gonna do that right now.
Outstanding.
So
more.
Here's something funny. I was asking him, like, he sped up the video and he was like, yeah, because it was taking a long time to get down, and he's falling, he's free falling, and I'm like, well, you're holding on to your reserve for a long time. And he's like, yeah, I wanted to get down so that I wasn't under the reserve for so long. Is that accurate?
Yeah, pretty much. There's no reason to be on a reserve ride for, well, just so you guys know, that exit altitude was probably about 6,000 AGL.
Okay.
So
yeah, it was way up there.
Yeah, it was pretty up there. So, I kind of just rode the little, whatever kind of paraglider you call that, down for a while. Felt like I was just on an umbrella ride. Just like I had a little umbrella above me that was totally inverted inside out and spinning around in circles really fast. And I just chucked it out there eventually. But yeah, that was my scariest moment flying that I've ever had. That was terrifying.
I would have hid under the bed, man.
Last time Tony had a rowdy flight at Blossom, he called me afterwards and he was like, bro, it was horrible. And he goes, it was so bad I quit paragliding 5 times today.
That was a bad day, man. That was a really crappy Blossom day, man. The weather models really screwed me on that one.
Here we go. We're going to go to paragliding D-Bag Gone Wrong. Maybe we'll pull up Steven's mushroom flight. Okay.
Yeah, Steven, I really like that solo D-bag trick that you pulled there. That was pretty cool.
Thanks,
Solo
Max.
D-bag to chop.
Yeah.
I think I broke it.
I thought the best part of it was just how you were just fighting for that toggle for so long.
I
like, oh, he's never gonna get that toggle back, and then you actually got it back. I was so super surprised. So what happened is we kind of got ahead there.
Yeah, let me back up.
On this video, it really wasn't that bad, honestly. So here it's throttling down, it's paramotor, right? And I have the quick releases, and my grip just kind of slipped on one of them. So this is a one release. Boom.
Oh, dang it!
And you see the right one didn't release. So I'm just hanging from one.
You're like, now what?
Kind of get the bag. The straps were sort of going around my head. Okay, move that over. On that side. And then JC is going to pull it in for me here.
Oh, it's JC.
Yeah.
Get it, JC.
Yeah, you don't recognize him?
Boop. Yeah. I know it's choppy.
And it was okay.
Hey, I know that.
So
way.
it came out with a bunch of riser twists and
oh no,
riser twists there, and a little cravat.
That's a sexy riser twist. Look at that thing.
Oh no, I didn't see this.
Starts winding up.
And so you see me doing the classic fight riser twist.
Yeah. Okay, you got it.
Since it had a cravat, I didn't want to just let my hands up and reach above the twist. It'd be the right thing to do. If I would have let it go, it would have started turning. So I kind of just held the brakes, stalled it a little bit there, and then was going, kind of pulling the risers together and then apart and then together and apart, and trying to do the I don't know what you call this one, the pull grasp. grab the whole thing and twist it a little bit like that.
Okay.
That seems to work sometimes. But yeah, that one
Salton
wasn't so
Sea.
bad.
Was that at a fly-in?
No, that was just at the Salton Sea last December or so during the winter when it was slow.
Were you thinking that you're going to have to throw on that one?
It was a thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a thought. But I had, you know, I mean, from that exit, it was probably a little bit more than $3,000. So I had some time.
That is awesome.
It worked out. Yeah. I've
Let's
had
go.
worse. You know, if you want to see my most epic save ever, since we're going through YouTube here,
Yeah.
if you want to see my most epic save, it's in my lists. It's not like one of my videos that I publish. It's in like one of my lists. It should be there. It's old Acro videos,
Okay.
and there's some stuff from 2011.
Oh, I looked at
And
the wrong Max. Here we go.
the video is from when I was learning to tumble. Oh, actually, it was when I was learning to do anti-rhythmic. Right, so anti-rhythmic, it feels really sketchy for a moment, and you know, you panic, you pull the brakes at the wrong time, and here you go, big cascade, you know, stall ball wad kind of thing. And I had just a huge cravat. You guys will see the video in a second, but huge cravat, and just basically reached as far down with the brake as I possibly could, and kept it from really getting worse, really like starting to spin. And then, you know, once I held it for a second, it sort of stabilized and it started to open up a little bit. And I just reached up and grabbed the riser. I don't know what made me think to do that, but grabbed a rear riser, stabbed on it, and it just opened right back up. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
Okay, I'm not sure how I can get to it. Oh, here we go. Which one was it? What was the
Old
label on
Acro
that one?
videos, it's like Epic Recovery or something like that. I'm gonna look in my YouTube here on my phone.
Recovery.
Let's see.
Front flip exit D-bag acro tumbling pair of toys.
And-
My first.
It's in Turkey.
Yep. It says old Acro videos.
Yeah, I'm looking under the old acro videos. Maybe it's this one. Max in Olden's. Oh my word.
No, those are all taken from the ground.
Hold on, I don't want to pass this up. You guys need to see this. Oh my gosh. This is what we were doing the other day on a tandem. Watch this. This is intense.
Oh no, it's actually I saved it under the tumbling world record list.
Okay. Watch this though. So you got smoke on your
Yeah, they were giving them out.
Here we go.
This is one of my first times flying with smoke. Kind of fun.
This cameraman is too excited.
So this is one of my first trips to Turkey. This is really where, you know, I had just gotten the 2K11 and I had just really gotten decent at tumbling, and now I'm doing Asperas, right? And it all happened in one trip to Turkey.
Wow.
I went there 4 years in a row. This was my first year there. And it was sick. It was during the Air Games they have there. I believe it's every year in September or so. But that is an awesome place.
Okay, this is the
That's the
Right.
world record. So dramatic recovery. There you go.
Dramatic
Boom.
recovery.
Oh wow, that happened fast. Okay, here we go. Oh, so you're in
It
the
is not
infinite.
the best angle. So I'm doing infinite, and it's starting to go anti-rhythmic, right? And I kind of panic.
Oh
There you go.
gosh.
And big old stall ball, and you see right hand's just buried all the way down for just a moment. Then I've got that mess. Yeah, don't let it turn, don't let it spin. Grab the riser, yank on it, and there it is.
Oh my
Beautiful.
word.
Yeah, this is back when the Hero 1 was new. I think the Hero 2 had just come out and I hadn't gotten it yet. So that's what that video was.
my.
I remember
Oh,
this vid, dude. I
look at
remember
this.
Yeah, I saw this one.
Look at how many views it has.
It's got a
175,000
lot.
views.
Yeah, it's like my most viewed video. It got passed around in the paragliding community. You know, I think I heard Jockey Sanders put it on like his thing. I think that's where it got all the views.
Wow. So I'm probably going to get in trouble then for showing this. Dang it.
No, it's
It's a Rushman vid, isn't it?
It's on my wife's YouTube account. So.
Oh,
No
okay,
worries.
good.
He stole it from me actually. I should be the one, you know,
Yeah.
going for legislation with him. Hey,
Yeah.
he stole my video.
For the record, I reached out to Jockey to try to get him on the show. We'll see if we can get him on. That'd be a cool one.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Well, seems like he's a nice guy. He might not be. You guys met him?
I met him briefly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was cool. I was in Turkey during SIV, and it was like, you know, he was just going somewhere and didn't really get a chance to actually sit down and have a conversation or anything. But, you know, I just said hello, and he was super cool. Said hi. Whatever.
He's got a really good video series.
He's got a really good reputation, you know. He's super popular, and he does all, well, I don't want to say he does all, but he does a lot of SIVs there in Turkey. And the way that he does it is he just sits in the boat. So he gets his own boat. He sits in the boat, laying, you know, on his back, looking up, and, you know, and that way he can stay focused on the pilots that are in the air, which seems like a good idea. Because when I was doing it, I was sitting on, you know, like on the grass or whatever in the little park that you land in, and it was a lot more work that way. You know, a lot of like people coming around and trying to talk to you, and you know, it was hard to stay focused. But yeah, that seems like a nice way to do it. You just lay on your back, looking up into the sky on a boat, and hang out on the boat all day.
That does look cool.
Get fried on that thing. These guys, I did a SIV a while back, and these guys were on a boat. At the end of the day, they look like a pair of lobsters, man.
Yep. I rock the ninja mask. We have an SIV coming up next week, man. I run the boat, and yeah, I do the whole, you know, the two buffs. So it's just total ninja mask all day. Just like that.
If somebody wanted to sign up for that SIV, how can they get a hold of you?
Just call Tori. Flytory.com or 858-452-9858. Call and reserve. Right now we have 11 going to this clinic, and we take as many as 16. And the reason that we're able to do so many is we have two towboats running simultaneously. So there's never a moment where there isn't a pilot like in the box, because it's just back to back.
That's rad.
It's sick. You know, the last one that we had was in May, and I feel like we just wore the guys out at one point. You know, we had it just, you know, just going so smooth, and the toes were just flowing, and you know, we'd like pull up to the shore, and guys were just like, "No, I'm not ready. No, you go. No, you go. It's hot out here.
I'm tired.
I'm tired.
What are you doing, Max? Where are you doing those, man?
Lake Berryessa. It's
okay.
It's really pretty up there, man. It's just outside of Napa. It's like the perfect spot. It's a good place. There's a few different crews that are going out there. Oh, and you know, just so I could maybe put it out there to those guys if they end up watching, the guys at the other tow groups. We had a close call. There are some ultralight aircraft that fly in and out of the lake. You know, there's a little regional airport just outside of Lake Berryessa. I guess there was a close call, not with our group, but with one of the other groups. And when we go up next week, they're going to talk to us. We're going to talk to them and try to get some communication going between the paragliding groups and the the airplane pilots so that we can avoid, close calls or any mishaps in the future. So if you guys are watching, get in touch with Gabe. Just call Tori. And we're going to go up there, talk to these guys, and establish some radio channel, some frequency, some method of communication so we can avoid the close calls with the planes.
Or you can just get a gunner for the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Break
got
out the
some
heavy
questions,
artillery.
man. You got some questions on the chat there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. One of the questions was, how many hours should you have before your first SIV? If that's even
that's a
proper
good
mention. Right? Yeah, so
Very
how many
good
hours?
question.
And then the other question that you could probably segue into is if you could talk how an SIV clinic goes from start to end.
Oh, okay. So, how many hours should you have before you do your first SIV? Yeah, well, there's no upper end of the spectrum. So, of course, as you get more experience, don't feel shy to come and do them. Even if you've been flying for several years and never done one, yeah, get out there, man. It's just a good time. That's all I can say about the SIV. It's just a good time. I know it's a bit pricey. Typically, SIVs are around $1,000 or so, but man, it is the funnest way to fly a paraglider. Now, as far as on the lower end of the spectrum, so if you're just kind of a P2, that's okay. That's fine. We don't really want to focus on simple piloting things that you can learn safely and easily over the ground. We'd like to focus on the more advanced things. So if you've only got, 25 flights, yes, there's still, a lot to be gained from an SIV, and you will for sure come back a better pilot. But you can knock out, some of the more simple parts of learning to paraglide, before attending your first SIV. I think ideally, I want our students to have right around 50 to 100 flights, something like that, before they come to their first SIV. Now, just so you guys know, I have had students at SIVs that had never flown before. So their first paraglider flight was a tow up to $3,000, and what do you practice? Somebody brand new. Okay, let's practice some turns.
Yeah.
Let's do a 360.
No, that was Stephen Nowak.
Figures, so first turns, you practice a little bit of this and that. And that's fine, but you're not going to get, the bang for the buck, I guess, doing it that way. But still, yeah, don't be shy. Come to an SIV. It's a great way to improve your piloting skills, no matter where you're at. I don't know. What do you think, Stephen? I want to hear what you have to say about that.
Oh man, I think it's a good idea to get the experience points for sure. But I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I've never done an SIV clinic in my life. I have 3 parachutes, get lots of altitude, play over the dirt. It's not the recommended path. I'm just a cheap bastard.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, my gear is not cheap. Don't get me wrong. My harness is pretty penny, but I think you're right. I think you should not be afraid. People think that they need to be a P3 or P4 before they go to SIV, and I don't think that's necessarily the case.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm curious, when do we think Robert should do an SIV?
Oh, yeah, you should come, Robert, next week. Let's go.
So it sounds like next week then.
Asferas for sure. He should do Asferas.
All right, Robert, next week, buddy. Sweet. I can't wait to see the video.
He beat on me, but I don't have any money.
Try to keep your lunch inside of your body.
That was such a waste of a burrito.
Surprised you didn't eat that thing back off your shoulder.
It's so grody. I had to share the whole thing, though. I did it for YouTube, and you're all welcome.
I laughed so hard my boss told me to shut up.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, thank you. Got me in trouble at work, man.
The funniest part of the whole thing is how calm Max is the whole time. I'm thinking, oh gosh, he's gonna hate me now. I just threw up all over him. I didn't know. And then he's just
Yeah,
like, oh, it's cool,
No,
man. You're fine.
you cleared, man. That was awesome. That was projectile. You got it way out to the side. Not a drop touched me. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't get any of it.
Ugh.
So
That
yeah,
was
no, good job. Yeah, really, really good job, Robert, on the projectile, getting your head off to the side and letting it rip. Because yeah, I've had it before with passengers where they just go straight down the front,
Oh,
and
no.
yeah, I mean, of course, that gets you all dirty and everything, but you know, the harness, and then you know, I'm like right here. My head is right behind their head, so yeah, there's a little bit of and,
Oh.
yeah. Well, I've had some. hmm
no, that was just.
I've tasted what my passengers had before. It's not pleasant experience.
Oh, dude. Oh, no.
Man.
I've gotten it in the mouth before, but between the toes and my flip flops, like walking on wet flip flops is kind of squishy, and that was really gross.
Ah,
I was like, "That's
Awesome.
really gross."
man.
He's like, "I'm sorry, like I know, but it's still really gross."
Oh
Dang
man!
it.
Well, the funniest part of that video was I could see that coming the entire video. Roberto looked like he was green from the beginning.
Yeah.
It just like
Yeah.
he's all like, "Oh, this is great." Then all of a sudden he's like, "Whoa, hold on a minute! I think I'm getting kind of green here." And Max is like, "Oh, well, maybe we should do some tumbles then."
I had to get him in, you know. I mean, I wasn't gonna let him puke just on sats and helis.
Yeah.
Experience.
Dude, I was laughing. So that the tumbles was my favorite part. Just the facial expressions alone was worth the price of admission. I was in tears.
Oh, yeah. I didn't get any of that until I saw the video. That was that was good stuff.
The comments are so fun. If you get a chance to go read through them, people are hilarious. My wife commented, she's like, I like the part when he stuffs his head through the hole when he's throwing up. I'm like, thanks. Thanks, babe.
That's funny because you're like, yep, I think I'm gonna.
What I was trying to see, this is what even makes it worse, because Max, he's trying to just be cool. He's trying to tell me the things like, oh, look over here. Just focus on down here. And then he said something funny. And then when I was laughing, I was like chuckling, and I had that reserve on my stomach, and it was like pushing on my stomach, and it's a big fat reserve too, because it's for tandem. And I'm like, oh gosh, won't make me laugh. And it just got worse by the second. What I was trying to say just before I ralphed was it was something like, I'm fighting it. And I lost the fight.
Yeah, no, that happened. My instinct was to just burn it down to the ground. Like after we stopped and you were like, "Oh, I don't feel so good." I'm thinking I should just straight spiral and wing over and just hammer us all the way down until we're at landing altitude, and then you can, puke on the ground.
By the way, all the people at Saboba, I'm sorry, I puked right on your RVs, and I'll pray for rain while I'm over here.
I wonder who got rained on. You might have an ass kicking waiting for you next time you go up there.
I know. That's what I was worried about. Those guys are gangsters over there. There's some cool folks over there. Was it Larry? What's the other guy's name?
Well, Daryl and Danny Wood.
Daryl
and then his brother, was it Steve? I believe.
Can't remember.
Steve Wood. The Wood family. They're awesome, man. Those guys are incredible.
So cool.
Just, yeah, I've known them, well, I mean, since they bought the flight park, more or less. And, yeah, they're some real cool people. Actually, after I crashed into the trailer park on Reserve, this lady came in her golf cart and gave me a ride over to Daryl's house, and Daryl was there. Daryl owns a flight park, right? And he patched me up. Yeah, he patched, put some hydrogen peroxide on the flesh wound and got me all patched up and
That's awesome.
sent me on my way. He's like, what'd you do that for? He's a good guy. Yeah,
Yeah, they were
Daryl,
super cool.
yeah, he's a good guy. He was really disappointed that my wife and baby didn't go, but especially my wife. He really likes her.
This last time.
Yeah, this last time. He doesn't really care for. He likes me, but he doesn't really care for me that much. He really likes her. He would steal her away from me in a heartbeat.
That's awesome. He's like, what? Is he like in his 70s?
80s.
Daryl?
He's in his 80s? Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, cool folks over there. Steven Nowak is going on an adventure soon. And I wanted to ask Steven about this because I think everyone needs to know about how cool this is and the cause and everything.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm skateboarding across the country, electric skateboard. Not really flying related, except that my dog flies with me, I guess. And it's for the cause, for the dogs. But yeah, 1 month, man, taking off. Won't be joining you on Thursday evenings. I'll be on the road somewhere. A town near you.
A town near you. So tell me about that. What's the plan? You're going to get on an electric skateboard and literally go across the whole country.
I'm going to try to dip my tail in the Pacific and dip the nose in the Atlantic and ride all the little bits in between. I kind of want to do it for a long time. I couldn't push pretty far back in the day anyway. I think I'm getting too old for that. So I got these electric skateboards and I was like, man, maybe I can do it now. It's almost just as brutal because you're just standing there getting cold. You're not really working out and flexing and moving around, but it'll be brutal. I've already raised like $900 for charity for this rough foundation that helped save my dog when I didn't have any money. And I did some tandems and got some x-rays, and it was a big story. You could read all about it. But yeah, it was, they totally saved the dog. And I was looking for a charity, and I was like, well, I know that this is a charity that the money actually goes to the cause, not to some vice president or president making millions of dollars or whatever foundation, non-profit. No, I know these guys actually, it goes to the animals. So super stoked, super happy to be a part of this.
That's excellent, man. So everyone is going to ask, how can they support your cause?
You can look it up. I have a Facebook page called Cross Country E-Skate. I haven't really put much on there because I haven't done anything yet. There's not really much content, but I'll post where I am, where I'm going, and where's next, and it'll be kind of fun little adventure. We might get stuck in some hole, or I just have no idea. I don't even exactly know where I'm going right now. That's part of the adventure. It's not super planned. I just put a date out there so that I don't fill up the calendar like a year ago.
Right.
I just said I'm doing it. And then once I started actually raising money for charity, it's like, oh man, I'm really committed, aren't I? Like, I have to do it now. And then I thought about it, I was like, man, I could take a trip around the world for the money I'm spending on electric skateboards. But
yeah.
But hey,
Hey Steve, can you say the name of that charity one more time?
It's Cross Country E-Skate, like electric skates. It's probably not the easiest thing to find. I don't know.
We will find it. The moderators from our show will find it.
I put a little story about how they saved my dog and all this. It's a pretty good little read, I think.
I love it.
Found it.
Boom.
Got it.
Yeah.
So
Link
that's
coming
my
in
ride,
the
man.
chat.
I like it.
Might take my glider, fly some sites. I'm not really sure. It's totally up in the air, flexible, like who knows, wherever the road takes me kind of adventure.
Yeah, that's why God made Google Maps.
Yeah, exactly. I should probably spend more time on there and look at it first, but
Make sure you're not going in circles.
I just bought a bright green, hazard orange vest. So I'm committed now.
That's a good idea. You're going to be on a lot of freeways.
Yeah. some really rough roads. But that was the whole idea. It's like usually I'm doing 90 miles an hour with my windows rolled up, the air conditioning going, and the radio blasting, and I want to really soak it in for all the misery that it is, the deserts and the mountains. 20 miles an hour, really like fry. Although I might do the desert at like 2 in the morning. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Just wake up super early, or just go all night through the desert up to 395.
Exactly. Less traffic and stars. It'll be cool. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I'm
rode through
stoked.
Joshua Tree. That was pretty rad. Like just kind of testing it out, and took it to the Grand Canyon, the electric skateboard. And it really is seeing your surroundings in a different way. It's pretty cool. A bit of zen.
How are you charging that thing on the road? You doing solar?
No, it would be a pretty big feat. I mean, I dreamed of it, but I haven't done anything. So the procrastination has led me to just leaving. But I had a guy who was offering his 40-foot motorhome to follow along in, but he's not answering my calls anymore.
Dude, I'm picturing Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Everybody talks a big game when it's a year out, but when it's 30 days out, they clam up a little bit. So now I think I got a buddy following me in my Prius.
I'm picturing Forrest Gump, man. You got about 150 people behind you, then you just stop and turn around. I think I'll go home.
Exactly. I had some guys offer they want to push along. Like, I can push at 12 miles an hour. I'm like, all right, I'll slow down for you. That'd be cool. Yeah. Who knows?
That is so fun, man.
Yeah, a little something different, man. I just wanted to do it. And I know that if you don't like pick a date, then it never happens. And it's just one of those things that never happens. So here we go, man. I committed, and I'm going to follow through as best I can. I know like 2 years ago, a guy tried, and he stopped after 450 miles. And he said it was just too dangerous and too scary. And with the trucks, too many close calls with the trucks. And we'll see. My girlfriend's not happy about it.
That is the adventure, bro.
Yeah, it's one of many, yeah, for sure.
I love it, man. So we're coming to the closing part of the show, but I do want to just put a plug in for the next show. Jessica Frump is a skydiving pilot. She is a speed flyer, and I think she flies regular paragliders as well. She's an instructor out at Saboba. Very nice young lady. She was the other poor soul that went on the infinite tumble ride at
Her.
the park.
It was like what she said about it too. She was like, we were going into the spiral about the enter tumble, and she's like, well, I guess I can't really back out now.
Yeah.
But did she hurl?
She didn't hurl, bro. Nope.
Berto.
But he
got
didn't.
some redemption ahead of you.
He didn't beat on her like Max did me.
But she throws down on the regular by herself.
Yeah, I think I've seen that actually. Yeah. I want to take a page from her book and quit working and go fly all the time. That's it. I'm doing it. I just quit my job just now. You guys motivated me. Thank you.
Oh, dang it. Do not blame paraglidingtalk.com for your nonsense.
I lived in the bushes for a number of years after making that same decision. It's totally doable.
You said again. I
no
didn't
running water or electricity for a few years. That was the price.
Oh man, is that a small price or a tall price?
I thought it was worth it.
That's it. I'm doing it. That's all I needed to hear.
Do you still have that RV?
No. I
sold it.
I got domesticated.
Getting soft.
Got my shots and everything.
You got your shots.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, so Jessica's going to come on. We'll pick her brain and have some entertainment for next week's show. If you've got any ideas of who would be good to have on the show, somebody that maybe is out of our circle, reach out to them, tell them to check out the website, and then send me an email. or better yet, if you can get a hold of him and convince him to come on here, and we'll have a great time. I recently sent out a couple emails to some companies that have different stuff that we could promo on the show, and maybe, I don't know, sell their stuff, and encourage, if you've got something that you want to promote on the show and you think it's something valuable, we might as well use the platform for something. John Staples is asking, are you ever going to get Tucker? I'm sure he's referring to Tucker Gott. No, we decided that we're not having Tucker Gott now.
What happened?
Yeah, why not?
No
No.
Tucker?
No, we don't need him. It's way
Don't
too.
need him.
Nah.
Nah. Ah, come on, man.
Yeah, the show's
I'd love
way
to see him
cooler
on the
now.
show. I think he's done a pretty good job for himself there. You know,
He has.
becoming so big. He's so big. What, 600 and something thousand followers?
Yeah.
Damn.
I know.
Because I flew to McDonald's.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that.
I flew to McDonald's. Yeah. Good job, Tucker.
How many times have you flown to McDonald's, Max?
I have never flown to McDonald's. It seems like a good idea.
I think it's a good idea.
I think we might get a new trend going here. Just everybody start flying to McDonald's instead of driving.
Dude, if you could land at a McDonald's in San
It's a
Diego,
trend.
I'd be impressed.
Let's do it on a tandem, Max.
All right, yeah, sure. I got
Infinite tumbles
a
all
new
day.
motor. I'm actually a motor pilot now, everybody. I have a motor.
I
Just
saw
take
it.
your Dramamine, Robert.
I'll take the Dramamine this time.
Yeah, please.
How do I mute Tony here? Turn him off.
Well, as you can see, I have not done the infinite tumble tandem.
Oh, Max Martini commented. He said he can't believe that I did the infinite tumble before him.
Dude, beat you to the punch, or beat him to the punch.
I got him.
Got him.
Yo, that was wild, bro. I'm telling you, when you didn't even do it was like a wing over, and the G's in that one wing over, I was just like, oh yeah, I remember this when I had my little cascade at Welcome to Palomar. And so after that first thing, I was really awake, like, wow, okay, here we go, let's do this. And I didn't have any clue. You think there's more G's with two people? You think it's the same or less?
I don't know. I actually have no idea how many G's we're pulling up there. The only thing I can compare it to is the G machine thing. You know, I have been in a G simulator up to 7, right? So I know that from that comparison, that when we do those spiral dives, we're up to about 4, maybe 5.
That's brutal.
Hey, Max, you need to get one of those G machines and let me try it out.
Yeah.
Install it.
Putting out a Tory. Well, it'll be a solar powered G machine.
Yeah, let's do it.
Environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, once I quit my job, you could hire me to operate that thing for tourists and whatnot.
Or you can just buy.
That'd be a great investment for Tory, because all those times where it's just not flyable. Well, hey, guess what, kids? You can go spin around on this thing really fast and try not to puke.
That would be hilarious. That'd be the anti-puke challenge.
And then throw the reserve. Reserve.
Dude, seriously, you need to get one of those like tomorrow. I'll help you find one. Let's go.
The other one.
You just have to build it yourself, man. You get a big motor and
No, you don't need a motor. Just get a donkey.
No, man, you hook that thing up to like one of those, like a CBR 1000 or something. Knock everybody out with G's on that thing.
There's some pretty cool videos on that. Guys going on the G machine.
Mm-hmm.
See the Happy Acro one that I made?
Yeah.
You saw it?
I got sick watching it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, isn't it? Hey, I got a new subscriber. Thanks, Robert.
Boom.
You got me a new subscriber here.
You got a handful of them this morning.
Wayne's low. What am I? I'm up to 57 Yeah.
Wait, what? You're up to 57?
I got 57 subscribers now.
You were at 27 this morning.
That's true. Yeah, look at that.
Dang, look at you go.
Fantastic. If you haven't subscribed yet to Max, you need to do that now. And give the thumbs up to this video. I'm not sure what the thumbs ups are for, but I like them. No pun intended.
Good one, buddy. Good one. Yeah.
John Staples. John Staples is a riot, man. I see him, and he's been watching every show, and I think he's a Patreon supporter too. Really appreciate you, Patreons. You guys are great. Somebody mentioned today that we need to have some of the paramotor guys on that just were all at this flying and try to get them all on the same show, and so they can troll each other or something like that. So I think we're going to have to do that. And if you guys are watching and you were a part of that endless foot drag, we want to try to put a show together where we have all of you guys on. Maybe Woody.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You can get Woody and
Mark
Kyle.
Honeycutt.
Yep. Yeah,
I'm really
big deal.
Did you go?
No.
Did you? You didn't make it?
Like 15, and that's like 20 hours away from me.
You can do that with your eyes closed, you know?
Yeah, pretty much. Maybe more than likely. No, they're going to go to Indy Air Hogs. That's coming up in September. I'm going to go to that.
That's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that.
Looking forward to that.
I had a dream this morning of doing the Icarus trophy.
What was that?
Really?
The Icarus, the big 1,000-mile XC on a paramotor thing.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's such a paramotor newbie thing to think, because I'm like, okay, so what would I have to do? Oh, run an engine, a little 2-stroke engine for what, 12 hours straight at a time?
Yeah.
12 hours straight, and
on your back over wilderness.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That sounds like a lot. 5 days straight of full speed, and just try to get where you're going. Seems like really rough on the motor. Like, that must be the big challenge, is actually the motor side of things.
Dude,
maintenance, keeping it from blowing up.
I gotta get a motor now.
What, running for 12 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be very easily. But I imagine if you keep it at steady RPM, it wouldn't be as detrimental to it as like a dirt bike or something. You figure 2-stroke dirt bikes, they'll run forever. Well, not forever.
Yeah, top end
they'll
rebuild.
do the Baja for 20 hours,
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
True.
It might be doable.
It's hard to
Speaking
believe.
of all the other parts you got to worry about.
Speaking of which, since I'm going to be not going to work tomorrow, since I just quit earlier, Max, how would you like to, teach me how to fly that motor all over the place tomorrow morning?
Oh, okay. Yeah, great. Let's wake up. How about this? We'll wake up at 3 in the morning. We'll drive out to the Salton Sea. I'll meet you there at 5.
Dude, what are you, Brad Geary? Okay. Yes, I'm down. I'm all over it.
Okay.
I'm not even going to go to sleep tonight. I'm just going to wait for
see you at the Salton Sea tomorrow, 5 a.m. sharp.
if you're not there, there's going to be a serious beating to ensue.
I mean, you sound really serious. I'll probably just send JC in my stead. He's the one to wake up and go do the whole paramotor in the morning thing.
He's pretty legit. JC's a legit motor guy for sure.
Hey, speaking of JC,
there's a suggestion for your show.
You think he would come on?
Dude, JC.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's make that happen. I'm going to get my calendar out. JC.
Get JC on there. And not only that, who's interested in going to do a little glass off tomorrow at Marshall?
We need to do glass off at Blossom tomorrow.
Oh, dude, I'm supposed to go to Home Depot. My chick's going to literally divorce me.
You got to go right now?
No, I mean, tomorrow. That's what she wants to do.
Oh.
She's like, we're going to Costco on Friday. I'm like,
Sounds-
yeah, there might be some flying that might get in the way of that. So, that might not be happening.
You guys are getting married soon.
Well, that depends on whether I make this Costco trip, I would imagine.
That's coming up. Have you sent the invites? Because I haven't got mine yet.
Not yet. I haven't sent them
Okay.
out yet. I'm
Okay.
thinking about having over at Max's workplace there, on the deck.
You can do whatever you want. It's your world. We just live here.
If only that were true. That would be pretty darn enjoyable, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it should be pretty fun.
Yeah. So on a serious note, I do want to somehow get a hold of a paramotor. What are your thoughts about buying a used setup?
I have a whole bunch of them at Tori you can take a look at.
Really?
And there's even some that are pretty cheap if you want to be super cheap about it. I've got one in particular that's pretty cheap.
Okay.
Just tell me it's not a Black Hawk.
It doesn't matter what it is, Tony. You
Oh,
just-
it matters, Roberto.
I'll tell you what it is. It's an engine. It spins a blade.
Yep. And then it's gonna-
The
it'll-
Woodwhacker.
That's all you need. You got an engine, you got a blade, and then there's some safety equipment, that keeps you from putting your lines into that spinny blade. And then there's a chair
thingy.
sitting in.
That's the first place Robert's going to put them.
The spinny thing.
Robert's going to take his lines and throw them right in their first flight.
I just want to try it.
Guaranteed.
What could go
Salad
wrong?
blender. Oh god, there's so many great videos of paramotoring gone wrong. It's like
Mhm.
one of the most enjoyable YouTube kind of moments to just watch. Just salad mixer videos of gliders going into wings and all
I'm
that
staying
good
away
stuff.
from it.
They're amazing. My favorites are the ones where they like just pin it and they like get a bad case of whiskey throttle and they fly straight into the air and then stall and fall.
Oh no.
Wow, that was not the way to do that.
The best ones are like the jump. They just run as much as they can, and they're like, I can't run anymore. I got to get off the ground somehow. And they just jump straight up in the air. And the next thing that happens, they just slam right back into the ground. Full throttle propeller into the ground.
Oh.
Paramotoring sounds like a good sport for me to stay away from.
What are you speaking this for? You're speaking nonsense. We're gonna both get motors, Tony. We're gonna go flying.
Dude, I am so clumsy. I will not even be able to strap that thing on without falling over.
They are pretty big. For the first time I saw one in person when we went to do the Acro shenanigans on Monday.
Yeah, they're
That
pretty.
was the first time you saw a motor in person?
That was the first time.
No kidding.
Yeah. Well, the next
Yeah.
time we're all just hanging around BSing at the glider board, just like, hey, come show me the motors in that container over there. I've got
Yeah.
motors. And guess what? If you buy a motor, there's about 15 surfboards in there. I'll even let you use it once.
Wait, the surfboard or the motor?
The surfboard, you buy a paramotor, you get to use my surfboard once.
That's just because it's in the way.
That's the
to
deal.
get to the motor.
Use. Hey man,
you gotta move it out of the way. It's probably gonna have some sand, probably still be wet from the night before, but yeah.
Hey, the what do you call it? The motor deal. What was I going to say about that? I completely lost my train of thought. I got so excited about it.
A motor.
We need to get motors.
I think you might be right because every winter, that's what we say.
I know.
I'd say about 3/4 of the way through winter, we're like, you know what? This is ridiculous. It's motor time. We're all going to be on motors this year. I see it coming.
I do too.
Yeah, it's just you gotta have it. You gotta figure out how to use it before winter comes around. Because then by the time you get halfway through winter, you're like, man, I should really get a motor. And then February comes around and we start flying again.
Yep, that's exactly what happens. It's the same old rinse and repeat pattern. And JC took me out to try one of his motors a couple years ago. And
Wait, you did?
I was getting pretty acquainted with it. I had that thing on my back. The thing was running. So I didn't have a wing connected to me. No, this is what happened. We're getting ready to fly. He's like, all right, we're going to hook the wing up to you. And all of a sudden, this freak Santa Ana wind came in. we're down at Otay, started blowing like 25 mile an hour out of the east.
Dang.
And I was like, well, that teaches me for taking a day off of work to do this. And I got really soured on it. I haven't been back since. That really aggravated me. I'm still mad about it today.
I can tell.
It took pretty much everything I had not to completely lose it.
And you blame JC for the wind.
Oh, absolutely. Every time I see him, I shake my fist at him.
It's classic.
Yeah, it's good times.
So
And then
how can
You know, Tony, JC almost died after that trip, just so you know.
What?
So your whole, he almost died.
Right. He got that
Yeah.
infection from he like got an infection on his finger, man. He like got a cut on his finger, and he got some bacterial infection, and he was on like an intravenous antibiotic for like what, 6 weeks, something like that. Nearly killed him. I remember that. That wasn't really, really something.
Yeah, from a splinter at Otay.
Yeah, a splinter at Otay. You know what? I'm glad I didn't do it.
If you just just think of it this way: he saved your life. If you would have put that paramotor on your back and gotten that same splinter,
Yeah, exactly.
Been you.
I might not have been as lucky. I might not have been as strong as him. But yeah, that was something.
I love it.
But I'm halfway through my motor license. All I need to do now is put the wing on and go for it.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I learned. Just exactly that. I didn't have that day one lesson where you learn about the engine and how it works. I just kind of did the whole put the motor on your back and go for it.
That is outstanding. That's the way to go.
There's a guy that he bought a motor off of somebody local, and he didn't have his wing yet, but he was so excited about having it that he was riding around on his bike with the motor on the back, and he was going like 40 miles an hour through Walmart parking lot.
That's what Stephen Nowak should do with his skateboard.
Dude, yeah, forget the electric skateboard. Just put the fan on the back.
Exactly.
That's a great idea. You don't have to worry about traffic. You just stay with them,
That's right.
On the skateboard. Yeah, keeping up at freeway speeds, 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, just tighten those trucks and pin it to win it, man.
Oh, man.
Good times.
So the flying does look not great tomorrow, but I do want to fly. What's the plan, Tony?
Well, if it looks like crap, it sounds like we're going to go ahead and go for a mountain bike ride. You're welcome. It'll be awesome.
Are you serious?
I think the backup plan, the contingency plan, we'll go ride a motorcycle. Or no, mountain bike.
Mountain bike. No, here's what's crazy. Up until very recently, mountain biking has been the primary sport of choice. And unfortunately, it's kind of coming back to that again because of this weather. With paragliding being the fallback when the weather is amazing. But I tried really hard this year to make paragliding the number one. And I thought I did pretty good. It all started in November when I got that little mini XC out of Little Black. So I'm not an XC pilot, so that was a big deal for me, right? And then Robert had Welcome to Palomar, which I got to witness live and in person. I watched that happen live. I laughed really hard, and I got on the radio and I said, that guy hates this inversion even worse than me. And I hate this thing pretty bad. Little did I know it was Roberto just completely cascading. I laughed about that later. But then we had that 10,000-foot day at Horace. Max was there with some hilarious student activity going on. I loved it.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. That was good times.
Yeah, that was a great time. And Robert was there, too. Robert was flying that day at Horace. It was an awesome... I swear, it was one of the...
Max.
Yep, that's where we met.
Yeah, I met Max at that.
No kidding. That's cool.
I showed my students your Cascade at Palomar on the way up to launch.
I was like,
you're all welcome.
Them all about it. Like, yeah, here you go, guys. Look, just if something starts going wrong, just throw your hands up. Best thing you can do.
Watch what this guy does.
Yeah,
Just hands up, that's all you need to do. Hands up, let it fly.
let that thing go.
Don't
Yeah,
do what this guy does.
well, that was funny. I was talking to Connor Bloom, and he's like, "Dude, have you seen Welcome to Palomar?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I saw it live. I saw it happen as it unfolded right in front of me. It was awesome." But
Speaking of epic flying, wasn't that cool that we could hear him cheering when we went into the helicopter?
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny to just hear these guys hooting and hollering down below, and we're like spinning around in circles.
We're like, what,
awesome.
$4,000 probably? And you could hear him plain as day on the ground, like, wow! I even said something in the video.
I heard that. I remember that.
Super fun. Well, guys, it's 7:15. I really appreciate everybody who's been watching the show. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe so you can get it live. If you don't care about that and you just want to know who's going to come on the next show, or you want to share the show on your social media, you can go to the paraglidingtalk.com and just take the video and throw it on your social media. We don't do any advertising yet, but I plan on doing some advertising. I was talking to somebody about making some stickers and hats and stuff for the paragliding show. Maybe we can do some giveaway stuff. I thought that'd be fun. But if you have ideas, again, if you've got stuff that you want to add to the show, please put those in the comments or hit me up in an email. And again, it's such a privilege and so fun. And thanks again, Max, for joining us. Every time you're around, it's so fun. And we'll keep doing it. And if we don't get guests and you're around, we'll have these talks like this every chance we can.
Sounds like a plan, Robert. Yeah. It's fun. It's been good. Thanks for inviting me back on the show. I had a good time hanging out.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Well, we were supposed to have Shreddy Eddie, and he failed us. So we're going to
Coastal Shreddy failed us. I just wanted to see that live on the air. Coastal Shreddy, you have failed us miserably.
I'm so glad you're here, Tony, because I don't know him well enough to shame him that much.
Doesn't matter. I don't know him that well either.
Is it Eddie B, Tall Eddie?
Yeah, Eddie Boresowicz.
Yep.
Oh man, Eddie, what, he just dropped the ball like that?
He failed the paragliding community on a whole different level.
Oh, I saw him today. I'm gonna give him some shit tomorrow, definitely.
Here's the thing. Now, I'll give him this credit, okay? He said it's because he made plans to go out with his wife. He's investing in his marriage. That's the only pass he gets.
Sounds like some serious. Okay, all right, okay.
Just saying. Yeah. We will give credit where credit's due. Marriage is important.
You know what we ought to do is call him right now. Like, are you really out with your wife, Shreddy? Are you? Because I'm not buying it.
we put him on the. I'm going to tell everyone right now. We have a blacklist, and there's a handful of people that are already on that blacklist, and I'm not putting Eddie on there yet. But if he does this again, he's going on the blacklist.
About ready to join the list of that rank. Absolutely.
Yeah, the blacklist is real. Yeah.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
That's right.
That's exactly right.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna have just a quick after show, and then we will see you next week. Don't miss a single episode of paraglidingtalk.com. Thanks for joining us, guys. Hey, have a great night. Appreciate y'all, and we'll see you soon.
See you.